Awesome. Have a good one, bro. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back to another Ruffa Sports Cars video. In today's video, I have me looking through the value bins at the 3-day Sacramento card show. The 3-day Sacramento card show, hosted at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center. It's a somewhat of a staple, I would say, of the Northern California card show scene. It's the only 3-day card show, I believe, maybe other than Fairfield, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, other than Fairfield, but the only one in Sacramento that I do know of, currently at least. I'm sure there might be more, but we're just going to be looking through these bins. Honestly, at the 3-day Sacramento card show, there wasn't a ton of sports card vendors or sports vendors in general, and there was a lot of TCG or Pokemon primarily. It was about, like, I would guess 80% or so, maybe 70% TCG, and the sports card guys were definitely the underwhelming portion of the show. But so I am looking through these bins, and I figured someone, a viewer of the channel, and someone I consider to be a friend on online, really wanted me to start talking over these videos again, and I haven't done that in a while. And I do agree with him that I do need to intersperse, here and there, doing these commentaries and all that. So wanted to do this one. Hopefully he does like it, and it does suffice that itch that he had for the content of me talking. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I like the card show ambiance, the audio of the card show personally. But you can let me know in the comments which one you like more or what. And you can see, I think these ones are all $2, I believe. I could be wrong. Maybe they're $1. I think they are $2, though. So I'm being a little more, picky on what I'm grabbing. All these Pandora prisms, actually numbered to 400. They come from, like, complete box sets. I think they might be $1 per card. I don't know. I would have to think about it. I think in general it's $1, $2, $3 bin pretty much for the most part. But yeah, I grabbing so many of the same card, it's really tough, especially as a whatnot seller, because I've found or, seen on average that there is a little bit of a buyer fatigue that happens when you sell so many of the same thing. So that it's going into my mind and considering that when I'm picking these cards out. I don't want to, pay too strong, and I don't want to, potentially grab out too many if there are not enough wiggle room. Oh my goodness, wiggle room for me to actually do anything on. So I'm kind of being a little hesitant, especially when looking through. I have these thoughts of, like, what am I doing, and why am I grabbing this amount of stuff, and why am I grabbing some of these things? That kind of happens, but obviously I do need a ton of inventory for my whatnot stream. It's Ruffa. It's the first 5 letters of the channel you're watching right now. If you search that on whatnot, you will find me. Usually I pop it up on the screen, but there's action going on right now. And Cleve Raymond, stud wide receiver. I don't think he has a ton of cards. Obviously, he doesn't have, like, so few that one's going to be super valuable. But he was having a good year. I think he might have got injured a little bit. But you can see, even at $1, I'm not grabbing out every single numbered one. And for $2, I'm grabbing out studs like George Karlaftis for the Chiefs, even though they're not having the best year. Daniel Hunter, going to grab that one for sure at $2. In his Texans uniform, I believe. Could be wrong, but even in his Vikings uniform, I'm going to grab it out. Jalen Waddle, I think that was. I could be wrong. But, yeah, you can see I'm grabbing out, certain players, certain cards, especially at higher dollar price points. I really want to be more mindful. And this was a show that I went with a friend, a viewer of the channel, so I had a call right there. So I'm going to cut that out real quick. So Chris Olave, I'm going to grab at $2. I think that was Drake London. Maybe I grabbed ETN. I'm not too sure. Sutton, I think I would grab at $2. I have pickup videos I'm going to do. I don't think I've went over this one in a pickup video yet, but that will be released on the next video. So that'll be the that will be, let me think real quick, Thursday. So it'd be Saturday. It'll be uploaded Saturday, this last pickup video that these deals will be in, if it hasn't been uploaded already. I have quite a little bit of videos on the 3-day Sacramento card show that was hosted pretty recently, the most recent one. Leighton Vander Esch for $1 just seems like a no-brainer. Dude was a absolute stud. Sadly, I didn't grab the trail on Burks. It was before he had his amazing catch, so wish I would have, but in terms of what he was doing at that moment, or his market value or his attraction, I'm okay with passing on it for the $1, not knowing that he was going to have potentially the catch of the year, or at least one of them. And the dollar price point, I'm going to be grabbing a lot more. You see me contemplate the Tyree Wilson for the PC, Jimmy G. I'm just trying to get away from that little card right there as a Raiders fan. Just joking. But really, you're kind of grabbing out certain things. Joshua Cardi, I don't think he has many cards. Blue color match, I think that might be a sweet level. Could be something you post on eBay. If you're selling on Whatnot, even if you're into it, let's just say 80 cents. Even if you get $1 for it, you get somebody a cool card and you lose 40 cents. Hey, that's not going to, you're not going to go out of business doing that. But that's a perfect type of card I like to grab for the Whatnot stream and the Whatnot channel and the Whatnot supporters. Michael Pittman Jr., I could have grabbed that one if it was numbered. I think it was. I don't know. Sometimes I accidentally miss, but Kirby Joseph has a really good market, or he used to have a really good market. I'm not too sure how that's going right now, but I even have one of those Pandoras right here that I'm looking at that is a different one than that one. So I have two of the 400, but his market's really good. I look at number to 35 from Prism. It's his first year Prism card, but it was his second year in the league. He didn't have a first year Prism rookie, and he doesn't have many cards, so that one actually does hold value. So if you ever see Kirby Joseph Prism card, I think let me look at the year real quick. It is 2023. It has some decent value, at least it did. So be on the lookout for that one. That's a card you can easily find in the value bins, and I do find, here and there, especially in collection buyouts or what else have you, that someone might not be really wanting an arm and a leg for, but you could get a little premium for it for sure. So Pandora's here. I'm grabbing out only certain players. I'm not grabbing out every single one. They are all numbered to 400. But again, the buyer fatigue and just everything in general, I'm grabbing out big names like Josh Hines Allen. I think there was Nick Chubb in there. Some other big name guys too. TJ Hawkinson, he's a Viking tight end, and he was pretty much one of the top 10 probably tight ends, but he had an injury, and then he came back, and he hasn't been the absolute craziest like he used to be, but definitely not, too shabby at all. So John Mechie, there was the number to 50. I think that was maybe a little higher number, but number to 50. But then there was also the 199. So I'm going to grab the lower number one out, and I'm not going to buy the higher number one out. Just because especially if I sold those back to back, if I got, let's just say $2 for the number to 50, then I'm more than likely pretty much locking in $1 for the number to 199. And then at that point, I'm just losing money, and it makes sense to just grab the one and then make the money that I can, hopefully, on it. John Mechie, not a horrible wide receiver at all. Stephon Diggs having an absolute year. Going to grab that numbered youth movement red also. And then I think that's Henry 2020. Maybe it's Kalijah Cansey. But again, I go over all the pickups in the future here. He's a lineman, purple Prism draft pick, rookie numbered. So I'm going to grab it out. Christian Watson, he actually had a really good game coming back for the Packers. I don't know if that happened before. Beautiful shiny card like that gold type Don Russ Elite there. Skoronek's not terrible. Dawson Knox is a good tight end. Going to grab that one out. Kareem Hunt, not terrible at all. Also, I think now he is back on the Chiefs, but they're not doing the craziest. Romeo Dobbs for $1, sign me up. Just kind of grabbing out, as good of cards as I possibly can for the Whatnot stream, and also trying to keep a wide variety. So Optic Rated rookies of Bo Nix, their team is absolutely tearing it up this year. Obviously, as a Raiders fan, at points, you're kind of, I don't know how crazy they're going. They're not dominating every single team, but they are getting a W, and that's all that really matters. Doesn't matter what anyone says or how the wins look, but Hunter Henry, Christian Watson, you got the Dallas Goedert numbered, David Njoku on the number, Kyler Murray there on the, I like to call those Donruss Elite set, that like design, the affordable kaboom, because literally if they had the word kaboom on it, people will be going crazy for it. So you got a whole bunch of stuff here. I think that was Davis Mills. He was going crazy for the Texans when he was starting for CJ Stroud. Now Stroud's back, but I had to grab it. I think that someone might, the Texans might trade him, keep him as a backup. He's a really nice backup. But in general, it's just not terrible to grab a Davis Mills numbered card right now, especially from Prism Football. And why not? I mean, if anything, you might go to the Raiders, and then I just keep it for the PC. But right now, I'm going to sell off the Davis Mills for sure. So, I mean, anything was better than what we have situation-wise, I would think. So, and also, just because a card's $1 doesn't mean that you should always grab it too, right? There's a lot of cards that I used to grab that, I might not, shouldn't have or should grab, and I don't grab, and I shouldn't grab, but I do grab. It's just what you're feeling in the moment. You're not going to be 100% right every single time. I think that's really what obviously makes us human. And don't get down on yourself when you do a bad buy too. I'm trying to do that more and more, is realizing that everything just kind of pans out in the end. It's not really that's crazy. Broderick Jones, Prism Pandora, number 400. There's a ton of Pandoras in this box, and again, I'm gonna be a little more picky, especially considering there is quite a bit of selection here, and I'm hoping that I end up not going so crazy where hopefully I don't lose money, and hopefully I can find some cool stuff. I think this might be $5. Bijan Robinson for numbered. Danny Dimes, sadly, I don't think I sold that one yet, but he did get injured. Numbered patch still. Hopefully that sells well. DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson on the Gold Contenders rookie. Contemplating it. I guess I do potentially try to grab it. You got Marvin Mims. Probably should have grabbed that one. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't remember if it's $3 or $5. I can try to look at the thing. I think it might be the $5 price point. That's why I didn't grab it. So I'm just kind of being a little more picky. The yellow one I think might be $2. I could be wrong. Chris Jones. I always get grilled on Chris Jones, but he is such a good player and an undoubtable future Hall of Famer. So I grab him, even if I lose money always on Chris Jones, especially depending on the card and the price point. I'm okay with grabbing it and getting somebody a good deal, because there's no way I can leave a numbered Prism Chris Jones for $1 and change. It's just not. I can't do that. I don't have the brain capacity to do that. CD Lamb, number 400, gonna pass. I think these are the $10 stickers. So the blue, that's probably why I did pass on it. It was $5 potentially. Lawrence Taylor to 25. Was contemplating it. You have to be really selective, especially at the higher and higher dollar price points. Obviously, I'd love to grab everything. $5 on the Abracadabra. Jalen Hurts numbered. I'm going to grab that one for sure. Sadly, he did just lose against the Chargers this week, but still, he's a Super Bowl champion QB. I try to contemplate some of these $10 ones. I want to grab more and more of those, but I think there's just little to no way that I actually make any money off of those at those price points. So, I'm going to pass. I did grab out some other higher dollar cards after this card show at a different card show. Bashaw Tootin, absolute stud. He's a speedster. Fastest running back, 40-yard dash time that happened this year at the Combine. So literally going to grab that out. Dak Prescott, I believe that was, number 49, Orange Pulsar, Prism draft picks there. But yeah, so Bashaw Tootin is somebody to look out for sure. I think that I think he's going to be a speedster for the Jaguars, and hopefully they use him and utilize him enough. Spellbound, Travis Kelce. Sadly, he didn't have the best week, But again, he's a staple, future Hall of Famer, no doubt, and arguably one of the best tight ends of all time. You got Xavier Legette, number to 49. I got to grab that one. Tell me I grabbed it. I did grab it. So it's good. I like that grab out of $5, no doubt. The Jordan Addison orange, I guess it's kind of a color match for the USC uniform. Actually, later on the next week, and that I went to a card show at the Bamville card show. You'll see some content on that. Technically, I didn't get any buyer POV video, but I did end up grabbing a number to 35 for like $2 or $3. But a little spoiler, but that was a very nice grab that I am glad I did. Mike Evans, Pandora, number to 400. Going to potentially think about it. Mike Evans, one of the best wide receivers, especially of our time. That DK Metcalf blue color match, just perfect. I have a really nice Steelers market. Shout out to the legend. And I'm trying to more curate for that side of things. So as I know, I have, someone who always wants the, certain teams like Pittsburgh teams he always wants. And yeah, he goes a little wild at points. So I'm going to grab out the cooler and cooler stuff that I can find for those guys. And even if I lose a little money, I'm okay with it because he's getting a nice deal, especially in comparison to what I paid. I don't look up every single card on market. I wouldn't be able to. I just know what about I could expect or hope to get for a card. $2 for the Cure insert there. You're gonna try to take a chance. Michael Strahan, absolute legend. You don't see many of his cards too, so taking a chance on a Strahan, no doubt. He's a personality too. He had a talk show with Kelly Ripka, I think her name was, but yeah, a little bit of a household name there because of that as well. So some of these $5 ones, just, I don't know, the Penei Sewell, there's some of them I could have potentially took a chance on. I think at this point, I just kind of got where I was, I'm almost done with the box, or at least the this portion of the table here. I'm going to try to look through the baseball. I don't really do much baseball, but you kind of get, buyer fatigue in a way too, where, hey, it's gonna be a little tough to actually, know what you got sticker wise and all that. But number to 150 here. That's first on the print, Bobby Miller for the Dodgers. And now I'm checking out the numbering because these blues, I always thought they were numbered to like 50 or 60 or so on the Father's Day blue. These might be like sky blue or something, but I think they just changed the numbering on this the Father's Day blue for some reason, which kind of not my favorite thing that they've ever done, because I really like the Father's Day and the Mother's Day being so low numbered. But yeah, so now you can kind of see I'm kind of contemplating certain cards, seeing hopefully maybe there's something, of name value here that I can grab. Rising rookie patch, Bobby Miller, Dodgers, player one. I'm going to take a chance on it at $1. Yeah, for sure. I'm not the best at baseball too, so, I'm probably missing out on some nice grabs and some nice finds for sure. Like that could be a border, color, swap, variation, or whatever they might call that particular, parallel that Heritage doesn't like number or anything like that. They just kind of go crazy and, insert them randomly in the packs. And I need to learn more and more for sure. Actually, the World Series game, the crazy one that went into the crazy double overtime, double inning, triple innings. Technically, it was like the 18th round or something crazy. It was like 16. I don't even know how long it went, but literally that's what kind of that was my first innings I've watched of baseball this year. So I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but that game really kind of, made me interested or intrigued nonetheless on the baseball side of things. So hopefully, I can kind of look more and more into it. Marcus Smart, I think that's number to 35. I'm going to take a chance there for sure. That makes just all the sense in the world. These are all numbered $1 cards. I thought that might be a case hit. The bronze glitter, I don't think it was. I think it was numbered. I'm going to be a little picky. Some of it I probably should have grabbed and just taken chances on it, especially now that So now I have the Saturday streams as well, but I go live every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. PST, and then every Saturday that I can at 3 p.m. PST. So I'm going to be grabbing out a lot more in the future that I usually wouldn't have, because I'm, trying to prep and stock up and making sure that I have it. So what actually happened here was one of my stacks got grabbed by the vendor. So I was trying to figure out what might happen to it, because I did know that I had a lot more pile, and I just kind of saw it, out of the corner of my eye, just poof and vanish, but I didn't really see who grabbed it or what happened. But then they ended up finding it here. It wasn't that big of a deal at all. I was just like, I did have more. I know they were right here, behind here. I know, no one ended up, stealing anything or anything. I know that, and if they did, I probably would have seen it. So here's the pile that I had. Yeah, this was my pile. So I'm gonna put that back where I can buy that later from them. So again, that was, it was just, they were trying to move some stuff. They didn't really realize what it might have been or what else have you there. So Ao Desanmu, he actually had a really good market for the Bulls. Now, not so crazily, honestly. I don't know what's really happening with him. I'm not the biggest basketball guy. But, I'm going to grab out a beautiful shiny card like that, especially on the lighting and on the camera. Especially, the way that I do things with the two lights beside me and then it's shining, those cards absolutely pop. So stuff like that on Whatnot and live selling platforms can do really well, especially if you know your lighting and your situation that you're getting into when it comes to selling the card. Now there's like a whole bunch of different consignments that do live selling and certain things like that, like DC Sports I think does a live selling platform, or maybe ComC. But yeah, so they might not have the best lighting, so tread the waters lightly or hesitantly, be a little careful what you might grab, all that jazz, and know what you're getting into always. In the future here, I'm going to actually do consignments myself. Maybe that'll even just switch to my business model potentially. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of, rethinking some stuff to do with the business side of things and how, what might be the best way to go about everything in life and just everything like that in general. So we'll see what kind of the future holds and all that. No telling. I'm not making any guarantees at all to anyone, but I do want to do something with consignments, no doubt. And that is my hope. So hopefully 2026, that can get all situated and everything like that. I got to give a shout out to, if you made it this far, you're an absolute stud of a viewer. I'm just saying. All right. But I do want to give a shout out to the future sponsor, the first ever sponsor of the channel. That's going to be the Woodhaven Trading Firm. They specialize in and absolutely killing it on the box side of things. I have boxes here at my humble abode, my office here, that they sent me, and they are absolutely top tier quality as well. I got to do a review video for them. I'm slacking right now. There's just so much going on. I'm trying to, clear out some space, and, I have so much on my plate myself, but I need to do that. So that'll be coming out in the next weeks, hopefully, 2 weeks at max, hopefully by, I would surely hope, hopefully by the end of 2025. Potentially they have to review the video and then I have to upload it. And then there'll be 3 sponsored videos, and I have one idea for it for sure. And then maybe we'll see. I got to brainstorm a couple more and kind of, hopefully those do well, because I really want to help support them, since they did show nod of approval and nod of support themselves. But you saw me look through some of the higher dollar cards there. So you saw me grab out 3 cards. There was the LeBron numbered to 35. There was like a Joe Burrow numbered to 199. That Joe Burrow is actually first on the print as well in the orange color match from Prism Football. And I believe there's one other one. I would have to think about it. Let me go and look real quick what it might be. It was a nice Will Anderson Jr. on the, like a jumbo relic type, I think from Plates and Patches, number to 10 there. So very cool cards there, no doubt about it. The top three there, I think the sticker was like 95 or so bucks. Between the three of them, I think they had 20, and 35 maybe, so maybe a little less on that. Maybe the LeBron was 50. I'd have to look, but somewhere in that $60 to $100 range or so, no doubt. But yeah, so I'm gonna grab out these cards, try to work a deal here, and I do have to. I was having to go and help my friend. He needed some extra capital, so I had to go and help him out. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave the audio here. I think this is a good time to leave it off. Get the audio for the deal going, and I guess I take another phone call too, so edit that out real quick. But yeah, so that's all I got for this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Take it easy with me. I hope I see you in the next one, and deuces. I do two and just not even look through, or like, cause some of this, the Pandoras, I probably get cooked on, to be honest. I'm just grabbing stuff because I need it, you know.
Yeah, 200 fine with me.
Cool. I'm gonna come back around too, because I'm sure there'll be some time.
You gonna be here tomorrow?
Should be 200.
We're gonna re-up for tomorrow as well.
I'm not gonna be here.
Nah, for sure.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I wish though. Heck yeah. You can get my Instagram though.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.